What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Half Cent Reddit News and Reviews for the game Outriders. And as per the usual, the subreddit is chock full of memes, and so far they are occupying the top spots, so I went through and picked some topics that we could talk about today. Don't worry, the memes will be placed at the end of this video for your enjoyment. Now, first topic of the day. Players are still kicking others before they can loot at the end of expeditions. I don't understand the benefit of doing this. If you're one of the players that does this, you're probably junk. No one likes you. Go play alone. Seriously, though, I don't understand why you're going to kick any kind of players at the end of your expeditions. I don't know if it gives you any sort of benefit or if it's just kind of a dick move. But not that it should take precedence in the developers' eyes, because they have enough of their own glitches they need to fix. But I wouldn't be opposed to adding a mechanic in the game where if someone boots somebody at the end of an expedition before they can get their loot, maybe we do to them what we did to the cheaters and just brand them and give them their own server to play on, since they don't like to play with others nicely anyways. Yeah. Anyways, related to that topic, PC loads faster than consoles, so I know people are trying to do their speed runs, their speed looting. They're trying to get through these levels as fast as possible so they can move on and get the gear that they're after. It's the most effective way to farm. However, console is a little bit slower than PC. So once you're done with an expedition, give your PC player, if one of your teammates is on console, give that console player an extra 5-10 seconds to make sure they get their loot. It's nice common courtesy. Easy mistake. It's bound to happen. People make mistakes, but let's try and make this not worse than it already is due to the bugs. People are still trying to enjoy this game. Next topic. Timers in expeditions should stop during cutscenes. I'm full send on this idea. I agree with this 100%. I don't understand why you would put a portion in a timed map that purposefully takes up time. Even if you account for that time, it'd still be nice to have the cutscenes not count towards your timer. That way a player doesn't have any reason to be like, oh, if that cutscene wouldn't have taken so long, I would have still won. Well, if you make it so the cutscenes don't take any time, you take away that argument. Pretty simple, pretty easy fix. Next topic, tanks should have a pull aggro feature. People are posting in the subreddit about how you can play a Devastator and be the best tank you can be, doing your job, and monsters just bypass you to go after your DPS units. Okay, I get it. You got it pretty good. The Devastator is a pretty good tank. It does well. But without being able to pull aggro off your teammates, I mean, is it really much of a tank, or are you just a hardy player? Food for thought. Next topic. Some players have been complaining in the subreddit about how the developers were so actively responding during the demo, and then now they go silent for days at a time. This is dumb. Stop being so mad that no one's talking to you every day of your life. Developers need time to rewrite the coding for an entire game. They are working on it, and as a matter of fact, they posted yesterday updating people on what they're working on, what they're still working on. They said they haven't got the inventory restoration patch down, and they're not trying to release it before it's ready. People pushed for the release of the game before it was ready, and now we have all these bugs. Now people are pushing for this patch to be released early. Stop making the same mistake. Give the developers time. If you're that angry about it, play a different character. I've got 5 characters. Are you still so mad about something you lost weeks ago? Understandably. But don't let that hang you up from playing a game that you can enjoy. You already paid for it. Might as well enjoy it. Next topic. Devastators say exploding barrels can eat ass. I have a Devastator, and I do understand this. I have a really good tank build, and one of the things that I find hilariously underwhelming is sometimes you use the Devastator ability and you land and accidentally set off a barrel and it one-shots you. Now, There are some players in the subreddit that have their builds so dialed in that they can walk through the armies of Xerxes like it was nothing and just mow down as many enemies as they want, and they shouldn't be held up by some splody barrels. Come on. Argument to that is watch out for splody barrels. I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, exploding barrels can be a real pain in the neck, but it's just part of the game. And granted, it does suck that you can be this tank that big monsters can't take on, but you can still go down by a little bit of an explosion. Good solution for that. Make the Devastator class resistant to explosives. I don't know why they can take explosive damage in the first place. If you can't take monster acid, psychic, giant damage, why can you be exploded? Doesn't make the most sense, but hey, I'm just a player. Moving on. The devs talked about how running an expedition solo is supposed to be a combat puzzle. This is in reference to how smart the AI is, how once you're down, you have to start the whole map over. And this is in reference to a lot of things going on in the game. My question is, how would you call it a puzzle, a combat puzzle, when you give your AI wall hacks and auto aim? Like, I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but like when a brood mother jumps at you and you go to dodge out the way, she can change directions midair and she always lands on you every single time. No escaping it. That doesn't seem like a combat puzzle. That just seems like evil shenanigans. Okay? So, stop making excuses. Just call it what it is. Your AI is overpowered. I'm okay with that too, for the simple fact that at least 3 of my classes have OP builds on them. So, you know, tit for tat. Don't take away my OP build. I built it fair and square, and your bots are stupid. Moving on. Last topic for the day. This subreddit is mostly full of people who come to complain, so the subreddit does seem very toxic at times, but if you do a little bit of scrolling, you can find some uplifting, good-hearted posts. The memes are always funny. The conversations are even funnier. And there are still plenty of players enjoying this game. Don't take the subreddit for this game, or pretty much any game for that matter, as the voice of the people. People go on Reddit to complain. It's what they do. So take all of the posts with a grain of salt. Some posts do have validity, and some glitches should be avoided and all, like losing your whole inventory. But don't think that the few people are the voice of the many, because the developers did this, and that's why they nerfed all the builds, because a few people were too good. I mean, you can't be mad at that, and just to do it yourself. That's our episode for the day. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and it does us wonders. And until next time, you have a nice day.